Patrick. I'm the Associate Dean in the College of Business and Public Affairs. Today's event is the third in a series of 4 events that we have sponsored this year by the Dr. Edwin Trell Entrepreneurial Leadership Center. And we're happy to announce that the formal dedication of this center is next week at the Graduate Business Center located on Loop Road. We hope to maybe see some of you there as well. The establishment of this center helps to foster economic development in the region, and it also helps to provide students just like you with opportunities to engage in in internships, educational types of materials, and similar speaker events, similar to what we're doing here today. So if you went out today and you randomly asked people maybe your age, would they like to start a business someday? What percent do you think would say yes? What do you think? 100%? Today. Somebody take a guess.
30%.
30. 4 out of 10 would answer yes. So that's a pretty promising statistic if you think about it. And on average, small businesses generate 13 times the innovations than large businesses. And if you ask U.S. registered voters what they think of the health of the economy and what the health of the economy depends on, 70% would say the health of the economy depends on the success of entrepreneurs. 1 in 18 of these entrepreneurs that we're talking about is a woman. And 55% of new startup firms consist of women-owned businesses. Last year alone, women-owned businesses comprised over 10 million firms, employed more than 13 million people, and generated $1.9 trillion in sales. Women-owned firms accounted for 40% of all privately held firms, and 1 in 5 firms with revenue of over $1 million was women-owned. Pretty good. Women have very different managerial styles than men. Women tend to emphasize relationship building as well as fact gathering, and are more likely to consult with experts, with employees, with fellow business owners. Women business owners are nearly twice as likely as men business owners to intend to pass the business on to their daughter. And the number of women-owned businesses continues to grow at twice the rate of all U.S. firms. Most women business owners are willing to take substantial risk for their business. They are usually self-financed, so that means that the funding is secured through savings or equity loans or their credit cards, sometimes their family. And women are less likely to go into debt or to sell shares to the public to secure capital. And they launch businesses with less money than men. Women are significantly less likely to use bank loans than men to finance their business, and some people have even argued that securing debt financing, especially from banks, is difficult for women-owned businesses. And access to capital seems to be one of the greatest problems concerning women-owned businesses today. But with us today, we have 3 women, and each are going to be discussing entrepreneurship from their viewpoints. So let me tell you a little bit about each of them. Jane Hoffer was the past president and chief executive officer of Precedent. I said it wrong, didn't I? Sorry. Applied Intelligence, responsible for directing the long-term vision of the company. And she has, been named Woman of Distinction by the National Association of Women Business Owners. She's won Entrepreneur of the Year from the Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce. She was named one of the best 50 women in Pennsylvania, and she's appeared on Philadelphia's top 40 business persons under 40. Jane is a graduate of Texas A&M University, and she holds a bachelor's degree of science and electrical engineering. Our second presenter is also a Jane. Jane Storero it graduated from the National Law Center of the George Washington University. She received an MBA in finance as well. She represents public and private financial institutions and their holding companies in securities offerings, SEC and bank regulatory compliance matters, and mergers and acquisitions. Jane is a frequent lecturer on banking and securities law, corporate governance, and has authored and served as an editor of various articles and other publications on these topics. She's also a board member for the Women's Way and the Forum of Executive Women. Our third presenter, Shelby Zeitelman, graduated from Wharton with a focus on entrepreneurial management. Upon graduation, she worked for Ben Franklin Technology Partners as a fund analyst for Emerald Stage 2 Ventures, and was an assistant executive director for the Mid-Atlantic Angel Group. 2007, she was selected for the fellowship with WIN, an organization of leaders of and investors in high-growth companies. As of late, she's been assisting local and international early-stage companies with their business plans and their funding strategies. So the three presenters will be speaking about entrepreneurship from their unique perspectives. The first, Jane, will speak from the perspective of an entrepreneur. The second, Jane, will be discussing some legal issues facing entrepreneurs. And Shelby will share her viewpoints about funding and early-stage ventures. After that, we'll follow with a panel discussion, which will be led by Dr. Monica Zimmerman. She's an associate professor of management, and she is the director of the Cottrell Entrepreneurial Leadership Center. So without further ado, I will first turn this to the first Jane.